Yes, so welcome to the next video on sin and evil. Okay, you see, you see evil, yeah. On the other hand, yeah, on the other hand, yeah, evil have no forgiveness attached to it at all. Like there's no forgiveness for sin, believe it or not. Like there's none. It's a type of sin completely different from regular sins. Regular sins that people sin is different from regular sins. Therefore, only Jesus' salvation can actually save evildoers. On this matter. Like it's only Jesus' salvation. Like the salvation mostly includes like warnings, is warning them, don't do this evil, you go to hell and blah 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 blah, and some other heads up as well. Like like oh don't do this evil, you go to hell and blah blah blah. Those are the warnings and the heads up that Jesus brings to them. The only times the evil aren't redeemable are like say for example one when Jesus has come to one when Jesus comes to warn them and give them the heads up, from that moment, you hear him give words of salvation, and from that moment they hear him give words of salvation, yeah, and they continue. And no matter the years on earth, okay, those sins, yeah, from evil are no longer redeemable. They're just gonna be there. They're not gonna be redeemable at all, man. You know. So you see, the second one is that immediately they become aware of the evil to be done, and they say, "Oh, when I retire or when I'm weak, I will stop such evil," or like when I'm weak, I will stop such evil. You get me? You know, like so. For example, yeah, they say like, oh, when they are old and they're feeble or they're very weak and they can't do evil no more, they'll stop. No, man. You see, for example, yeah, say an assassin or a soldier, yeah, who was doing some killing, murdering without knowing the reason behind doing it. If it was evil intent, if it was created with evil intent or something, he doesn't know. So he just goes ahead and start, killing or murdering and stuff like that. And that person is now a senior citizen. Okay, the person is now a senior citizen. Yeah, like they can't say things like, oh, I am old now. Okay, I can't kill due to lack of energy. I'm weak. So like automatically I am saved. I am saved. I'm no longer a sinner because I can't sin no more. Like due to the inability to be evil. You understand? Nah, bro. Like, believe me, this is even worst evil ever, man. You understand? Because it was the moment they actually realized that some things they were evil, and they just continue. Was when God has actually, as a judge, He has actually taken the hammer. Yeah, He's actually smacked the hammer like bang. Like like bang. He has actually smacked it. You can't take it back. So like who am I? Like these are like the worst. Like because the fact that they decided to actually maintain and hold on to that evil. You understand? They maintain and actually hold on to that evil until there is no more chance of performing those evil. Yeah, it's like nah, that is like no going back. It's like no going back. That is exactly the time that that's the judgment straight up. Like until there's no more chance of them to perform the evil. Like they're just finished. Like like they're just finished. They haven't a clue that they're finished. You understand? It's even worse for those who actually bear in their heart here. Like oh, like they say in their heart like oh well I'm going to hell anyways. What I'm saying that they're so arrogant about it. Like I'm going to hell anyway. So I might as well just continue the evil. You know what I mean? Like I might as well just continue the evil, man. I don't care, man. You see, the salvation for them are like, you know what it's like? It's like when you pour water inside the basket, yeah, and it's not filling. That's exactly how the salvation is. It's not gonna fill. It's not gonna fill. They hear it, but it's not filling. But so there's no more salvation for them. For them to actually bear that in their heart and continue, bear that in their heart and continue, there's no more salvation for them. That's what the salvation is like. Pouring water in the basket. That's what it's like. You know why individuals may even grow old, as in they didn't even die during their days, like they during the days of evil, they didn't die, they just continue to live. You see, when something is expired, yeah, and you can still do some basic things on the thing, yeah, on the stuff. or something, maybe software. Say Microsoft, for example, yeah. You see, when Microsoft membership expires, yeah, you can still do basic stuff like, or your typing, your copy and paste and stuff like that. But you can't actually do some like hardcore, like the real basic. No, the hardcore modifications to the Microsoft documents. You can't do a lot of things to it, like, you see, even was still living are the basics. You see, when they can copy paste etc. Yeah, like when they like they're living on Earth. Yeah, it's like they're still living the basics. Even like basics like, oh, they waking up, they're sleeping, they're going to church, they're eating, they're doing. Those are just the basics. They're literally finished. They're no more. Like, they're finished. These are like the basic stuff they are doing when they retire from evil. Like they say, oh, when I retire from evil, then I will turn to God. But they don't know that they've already been finished. They've already been finished. They're just living the basics. They're just living basics. They still being on earth is just the basics. It's just the basics. They're done. They're finished. So, when they feel like they no longer have strength to do even so, they're saved. No, that's arrogance. They're finished. Like, when they think they're weak now, they can't do evil. Unknown to them that they're already finished. They're expired. Their lives on earth is just basic. They ain't going. They're not going near heaven at all. They're not going near heaven. They're not. You see, the evil that will have no salvation at all, and once done without conscience too, yet they will hear the words of salvation and refusing to listen and obey, you know, by turning away from the evil, like the ones who said, "Oh, we are going to hell anyways, so we might as well just continue doing evil." You know what I'm saying? Like they get caught in the act like, "Oh, they're evil," so they go like, "Oh, we're going to hell anyway, so we might as well continue the evil." You know what I'm saying? Like these ones will get no single salvation at all from. That like, bro, they will get no single salvation at all. So the ones who turning away from evil, although doing so, yeah, they will actually doing so will actually bring about torture to the life or torment, and in many cases they may die and stuff like that. You see, for them, the torment and the torture that may result in the death are the salvation. That is the salvation. What they go through, meaning they have paid for it on earth. You understand? They have paid for it. This might apply to massive sins as well. Like, or they just paid for it on earth. Like they dying is like they've paid for it. They have to pay in pain. They pay in pain. You get me? Like pain in pain, pain. Yeah. So they pay in pain. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.